hated this
You
thing
should
a
show
month
us what you're
ago.
doing.
Like, I hated this a month ago because I didn't understand it. Like, whenever people were first talking about this on Reddit, and I was like, "Yeah, it sounds cool." And I went and looked at it, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't understand what this is. Like, fuck this thing." And then, like, when Alex made cool stuff with it, I was like, "Wait a second, okay,
I'm telling you, it was that
maybe this
Alex
is
Finn
cool.
guy.
Maybe this is
Once
cool."
Alex Finn made that video on Saturday, the world went nuts, and I don't know why. It was like a conspiracy that it friggin' got fed to me. Like, this job is ruining my YouTube algorithm, and so it's like all AI, all AI nerd videos now. And I was like, "What's this?" And I was like, "Oh, this is." I think the guy just, aside from being like overly excited about the thing, I think he just put it in context and like it just sometimes it's not what the technology is, it's how you present it, and I feel like he was the guy.
I don't think it sounds like it's ruining your feed. It sounds like it's improving your feed.
Right? I used to just I don't know what I used to watch. I think it was just like astrology
Boom, boom,
videos and
boom,
Patrick
boom.
Bet David, but
Yeah, well, fucking NPM packages.
That as well. I saw it's Alex Finn on YouTube, like that stuff. Clawdbot, I think it was CLAWDBOT popped up, and I watched that and went, "Holy hell!"
I
Like
said,
that's
like,
crazy.
see, you too.
like literally a month ago, like nobody cared about this thing, and then all of a
It
sudden,
found you too.
some buddy that I've never heard of, that apparently a lot of people have heard of, makes a video, and then it blows the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, I had been looking up like MCP like tutorials and other vibe coding tutorials, but his popped up. Like I had never looked for him, and all of a sudden it was like all
Yeah.
across the feed, and I'm like, what? But yeah, was that
He must
the
have
video that
paid
you're
for
talking about? The Claude code, like as in
Yeah.
CAW,
The
where it
Alex
takes
Finn
over
guy.
your OS? Okay, yep.
Yeah, that Alex Finn video got fed to me too. And it's like probably because I watched a bunch of Claude videos over the last couple of weeks because I'm kind of fascinated with it now, and so it fed me that Clawdbot video. I watched it Saturday night, and it had been out for 9 hours, and it had 37,000 views at that point. So I wonder if he just like can you pay to boost
Yes.
like one specific video to like.
Well, that's what a lot of people are saying on the Reddit. They're like, "What the fuck? Why is this blown up? All influencers like we're paid to talk about it." And that's what the current conspiracy is on Reddit.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me because the
what about a meta conspiracy where he's basically like vibe coded like a YouTube bot army? There you go. That would
Maybe.
Maybe that's what maybe he's Clawdbot to make bots. Because I'm just like the targeting of it was interesting because like Claude Cowork didn't even have that kind of targeting. Because like Claude Cowork came out and like YouTube fed me a whole bunch of content about Claude Cowork, and it was nothing like the play that this Alex Finn video has gotten for Clawdbot. Like,
I would say as well, like he's talking about like using this to pretty much. I mean, you got to know what you're doing, like letting like an agent system like this take over your whole environment, right? I guess that's why developers are going out and buying those Mac Minis or whatever, so they can have a whole new
right,
like environment. Touch their work, sensitive information. I'm assuming that's what's happening.
It's an Apple Mini marketing conspiracy to sell Mac Minis. It's like
I was looking at buying one for all the iOS development I'm having to do, but I decided not to. I'm going to try to get by.
I think Ian and Monday used a Mac Mini to create their own LLM. So, like, I'm sure Mac Minis are just much more popular due to AI overall. There's plenty of AI use cases.
AI use cases. Well, those things keep going up as we keep doing more things and keep building all of the things.
Mm-hmm. It's wild. It's wild what you can do. I don't know. I think it's just, or maybe it's just the way he titled that video because he was going for. He probably paid and did some paid reach there, and he certainly did all of the YouTube best practices of shock and awe. Thumbnail, video title.
You're talking about because I have no clue and I'd like to see what all the hype is.
Oh, were you being normal Saturday night while the rest of us were geeking out? Like
I was drinking beer with friends.
Oh, so you were being normal. I was not being normal. I was trying to go to sleep and
was
getting
not.
fed content. I'll find the link. I
I
have it.
spent 8 hours in a car, and then I went home and went to dinner with friends and drank beer with friends, and then went home and went to bed. I didn't do any technology at all Saturday.
Oh, that's like so healthy.
Yeah, but like I said, I spent 8 hours in a car, so that wasn't fun.
All right. Video is 2 days old now, and it has 250,000 views. I'll put it in the chat for you guys. It's for the
Okay.
uninitiated who
Well,
want to know what I'm talking about.
I don't think anybody else is coming. We'll wait 4 more minutes. Well, there's always some stragglers.
What is a good NIP 17 web client that I can use that?
There isn't any. Let's see. Sam is working on one. I will give you.
Lobster Blue used to work really well until I ruined it over the weekend.
Oh no! What'd you
That's how
do?
the vibes go. Sam's working on a reference client. It has some bugs still, but it's not too bad. Let me see if I can find that. Let's see. Here it is. Copy link. So again, he's not done with it yet, but it does work. He's trying to make it work better and then merge the changes into other clients that we're working on. So that's kind of like his like reference like deployment. But you probably want the GitHub like so you can like tell one robot to look at it, huh?
No, I just need something to demo this tonight, and I can't find anything where I can.
Well, that should work. Yakahoni also does NIP 17, and Nostrudel does too.
Oh, no, Strudel, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Oh man, I have a lot to talk about. I want to show off 2 things.
Do it.
We'll wait 2 more minutes and we'll get started. I know STL has all sorts of apps. We got to demonstrate his app that he made that does a countdown for when the vibe code session is. So we got to talk about that.
Oh yeah, they have so many apps. I think there needs to be a directory of STL apps because I can't remember them all. You need to vibe code a directory of your apps.
He needs his own directory.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's a building machine. It's good.
Maybe that's something that Shakespeare should provide automatically, like just so that you have it.
Do you guys?
If you log into Nostr Hub, you can see all your own repositories and stuff.
I didn't know that.
What's up, Josephinks?
Do you record these sessions? Just because I have to run to the dentist, one of my favorite
We do.
Yes.
Every 6 months. Okay, cool, awesome. Just so I can catch the last half.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Patrick. I got part of it installed at least. I need to figure out how you do the. It looks really difficult to do the signal portion of this.
Yeah, you have to do like where you have to sign up for a bot account. You have to use a different account than your own phone number and.
See, yeah, but like, where do I get another phone number? I got to use like a fucking like burner or something.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's what I gathered, so I gave up on it.
But can I use a Google Voice number?
I don't know if they block that or not, to be honest.
Okay, because that's what I want to do. I want to have it sit and chat with my family, so like my wife and kids and I can all have our own like contact in our own private chats. Oh, okay. Anyways, it is 10 after, so let's get started. You ready to hit record and all the things? Or were you already recording, Heather?
Oh, I've been recording it. All your curse words. No, I'm just kidding. I think you were done cursing by the time I hit record.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome to the not Saturday, in the Monday evening vibe coding jam session, where we talk about all the things that we're building and go around the room where people can present, share what they're working on, ask questions, Q&A, get feedback, tips and tricks, and we build together as a community. Welcome, everybody. I have several things to talk about that I'm really excited to talk about because, well, we didn't do this last week because I was coming home from a hackathon.
That's
So,
right.
yeah, I was stuck in an airport actually. Uh, you know what? I could have done this from the airport. I was supposed to be on an airplane, but there was a delay. Anyways, I'm going to share my screen here and just talk a little bit about this app that we vibe coded last week, our team down in Austin, Texas, and talk about the tools that we used and why it was cool. So I'm going to share this window. I'm going to talk about Pathos. You should see Pathos now. All right. Pathos. Pathos was our entry that won second place at the HRF slash Bitcoin Park AI hackathon, where 4 people from Soapbox, myself, Alex Gleason, MK Fain, and Chadwick um, participated, as well as LSAT and Hazard from Noster. You may recognize them from various projects and applications around the ecosystem. They helped us out too, and our goal was to build an application for a political opposition leader in Venezuela. His name was Leopoldo Lopez. He's currently in exile, was a former political prisoner when he was in Venezuela, and he wanted to build a tool for activists around the world, not only Venezuela, but other hotspots around the world that his organization he's a part of, World Liberty Congress, participates in helping activists, connecting activists together, and so forth. He wanted it to be resistant to internet blackouts because they suffer that often. For example, during elections in Venezuela, they actually have had Twitter banned there for the past 3 years. So they wanted to be able to have a built-in Bitcoin wallet. They wanted to be censorship resistant, decentralized, so forth. And they wanted to do these things, unique challenges, to where if there was, let's say, some type of protest or something going on, maybe there was an election, and he could say to his people, he could say, hey, they're saying that no one is voting. Well, we're saying that the polls are blowing up. Go out there and take pictures of polling locations and post them. Things like that. So that they wanted these challenges that people could participate in, and then the organizers could then reward them and pay them for participating. So we built this app. It's also an Android app, iOS shortly soon. The first day we had over 100 activists using our app, so it was more than a proof of concept. It was actually like a full working application. So when you first sign in here, you have this world map where you can see all of the places around the world where people have posted at least something. The blue is people using BitChat. So uh, over in Ireland, at the United Kingdom, it looks like there's a BitChat conversation going on right now. So you could actually see some of the BitChat conversation. In South America, we have 192 going on here. Looks like the main feed is a Venezuelan feed, and we can look at the Venezuelan feed or look at the current challenges. So we're gonna go to the Venezuelan feed, and we see that people are posting. They had a photo challenge, and so forth. So this solved their goal of being able to have challenges, post content in a feed. And said you can jump around the world. Organizers are able to, I'm an organizer because I helped build the app. Normally you wouldn't be able to do this, but organizers can go in and create challenges, and also anybody can view them. Search, it's pretty self-explanatory. We actually just added search. Search wasn't available at the time of
Oh, cool.
Last weekend at the app. The wallet is something really cool. I built this using the Breeze SDK, and I'm just going to go through here just to show you. You can you click create wallet, then, well, I'm sorry, you have the option to restore a wallet or create a wallet. If I want to create a wallet, I go in here. It creates a wallet using the Breeze SDK. You get your 12 words that you can copy to clipboard, or you can download the backup. I'm not going to save it because this is just a throwaway. I saved it. Now here you can choose, say that you backed up your 12 words to your computer, your clipboard, whatever, or you could encrypt them with your private key and back them up on Nostr relays if you would like. So you could use Nostr then to restore if you would like, or you can do both. I'm not going to back these up to Nostr because this is a throwaway. And then you can choose your username. And if I say Derek and I hit check, it says Derek's available. Hey, I think I did Derek Ross test. Is that what I did? I just do Derek test. It'll tell you that the username is, there we go. Derek test is taken because I did that during the setup. So you can skip for now if you don't want to assign a username lightning address. I'm just going to hit skip because I don't want to waste one. I already have a wasted one. And there we go. I'm in my wallet. I can do on-chain Bitcoin transactions, send and receive. I don't have an address, so I can't pop one up here, but it yells at me to do that. I can receive. She said you can do on-chain and Lightning directly in this. One feature that I can't show you because we're on the desktop, but if we were on the Android phone, right down here, there'd be another icon for BitChat. We built BitChat into Pathos, so that way an activist wouldn't have to have 3 applications. That, you know, they wouldn't have to have a wallet, they wouldn't have to have their social app, and they wouldn't have to have BitChat. They could just have one application that does all 3 for them. BitChat is really cool. It works 100% interoperable with the existing BitChat client as well as, you know, Pathos. And yeah, we added one neat feature. We said that, let's say you are on the ground and you're at a protest, you're doing something in activism, and you're talking on BitChat and you say, hey, let's follow each other, but I don't know where you're at, don't know who you are. We want to organize again. You can touch a button and start a follow party in BitChat, and everybody, if they want to, they can share their npub, and then you can one click to zap that person or one click to follow that person back. So you could be anonymous on Nostr and then be anonymous on BitChat and still follow people if you want to be able to communicate. So we built that in as well, but I can't show that, unfortunately. And I guess that's really. Oh no! We have an AI chatbot. Here, hold on one second. Hold on one second. I have. Let's see.
Yeah, isn't it?
Where do I have this saved
Mm.
at?
We have so many bots.
No, I have. I think yes. No shit, not here. Hold on one second. I have a key to test this out. I'm going to show you that this key that we built here, or this bot that we built. All right, yoink. All right, there we go. Okay, so now I say, what is going on in Venezuela? And I spelled it wrong, but that's fine. It's smart enough to figure it out. All right, and it comes in here, and it doesn't look pretty on this, but it comes in here and it comes up with highlights from the last 20 posts. It talks about what's driving the conversation, recent court decisions, coordinated legal action have triggered a wave of releases, and so forth. So it's actually contextual, and it'll go through and read the social feeds and see what people were talking about. So that's Pathos. Any questions about Pathos? We use, like I said, we use the Breeze SDK. We used the Maple AI for the chatbot, and then everything else is just we built in Shakespeare and open code. Oh yeah, we also have notifications too.
You guys are working on Pathos like daily, right?
Yeah, we're still working on Pathos.
Because I can tell
Yeah,
it's
we're still
changed.
working on Pathos.
It's like it's better. Looks nice.
Yeah, we're still working on it. There's a bunch of issues out there that some devs are working on. MK is working on some stuff. Sam, Patrick, Alex did the search. Yeah, but yeah, we're all still working on it. The the plan is to not just have this be a hackathon app. Like, this is an actual app that they're using and they want to continue to use in Venezuela and Nicaragua and in Iran and other places around the world. So this is just the beginning. It's going to grow.
Looks nice.
So, Derek, I have a question in terms of like for these kind of these applications that really make a huge difference to people in countries where there's oppressive governments that can like just turn off the internet with a switch. It's probably a bit more complicated than that, but they are doing that. What are the other kind of? It's on the Nostra relays, so it's decentralized. So you can't just turn this off. And I gather because it's not a mobile app either, it can't just be shut down at that gate either. Is that correct?
So I'm showing you pathos.place on the web. So technically, since this is a website, a government could come in and ban the website. They could tell all the ISPs in a country to block, this website. But we do have an Android app and soon an iOS app, which aren't reliant upon a website. They work on Nostr. So government would have to start systematically banning relays.
Pressuring.
And that becomes a game of whack-a-mole. Like, you can ban large ones, but then once people start spreading around to smaller ones, spinning up new ones and so forth, like it becomes harder to ban completely.
I mean, they can tell Apple to just take it off the store, which they do in different countries.
Sure. Yes, but thankfully Android isn't controlled like that. Yeah. And they said they believe 70% of their users use Android phones. So 70% of their users could still download the APK from various sources. And you could get it from Zap Store, you could get it from F-Droid, you can get it from any website that decides to host it if pathos.place is down. But anybody can download it and install it. And Google could ban it, and they could still use it because and that's just how Android works.
Well, massive congrats. This is like a really amazing product, especially I think the world is feeling a little unsettled at the moment. So it couldn't have come at a better time. There's a lot of countries out there that would definitely need this. So
well put.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for the question. Appreciate it. I have another app to show, but I don't want to hog all the time. So let's let somebody else go, and I'll share my other app later. Who would like to go next? Patrick, Heather, Valerie, anybody?
If nobody wants to, I can jump in and do a little something.
Go ahead, sir. You go next.
Let me go back and grab an npub here. Perfect. Got to make some louder. Okay, cool. Man, computers are hard. So the thing I've been working on this week, there was a release to Nostr.blue, but I kind of broke a lot of stuff because it should have been a major release, and I've completely redone the way relays are handled. Everything's more or less streaming events now as opposed to fetching them. And so that's caused some problems with like the DMs and whatnot. But then I've recently got really into Clawdbot that we was just talking about. I've been wanting to set one up, and like everybody's been talking about it on Twitter. So we was talking about, and I finally got into it. So that was my goal for this weekend, is to set up one just to play around with. And when I was going in, I realized, holy crap, they've got a Nostr integration built into it. And so I was real excited about that. Tried to log in and it didn't really work. And when you try to sign an event, it could never like read any of the messages, and it had like Nippo 4 integration to work. So there was just some like simple bugs with the way it like integrated with Nostr tools is Nipple4 integration. So I set out to fix that last night and got that part fixed so I could start chatting with it. And then I said, well, I don't like Nipple4, it's depreciated. Let's do NIP17. And that's like the private messaging, if you're not familiar with it, for Nostr. That's kind of the new standard that everybody's moving to. So then I went through and added NIP17 into it to where you can send private messages and it can respond. But then today I've been working on totally new stuff to let it be able to integrate with Nostr to control your accounts and get recent things. So what you're looking at here is the normal backend gateway. It kind of gives you a way to see like your chats. Your channels is where you'd go to like set up your integrations, which it puts keys out. So I'm not going to jump into that one. You can see all your logs to see what it's doing. You can add skills to it, do all that. But what I want to demo is actually on a different window, and I'm not sure how to switch. So I'm just going to stop. Is the new integrations to it. So now it will let you take an NPub. So like here I've taken and asked it, can it review the recent post from Derek Ross? It will then go to that NPub and get all of the different post data, which you can then set up like inside of Clawdbot. You can do cron jobs. So maybe you have a group of people that you want to know what they're doing every day. With this tooling, you'll be able to go in and say, I want to get a list of these people every day delivered to my inbox when I wake up. And it will give you a recap of all their posts. If you find somebody new and you want to know about it, it also will like look over their posts and tell you what they're about. So going over Derek here, it says he appears to be a developer account working on Shakespeare and Podster, participates in hackathons and engages with the Nostr dev community, all this good stuff. So now I'm just going to copy Heather's identity. What about the posts from, and I'm using GLM 4.7 for the backend for it because Clawdbot can be very expensive as far as token usage.
Oh, really?
But yeah, you can burn through a whole Claude like pro subscription in 20 minutes apparently.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, it gets real token intensive. But the cool thing about Z.ai is they have the GLM 4.7 that you can get right now for something like $300 for a year's subscription of like their highest max tier. And you can essentially go forever. The bad news about it is it's slow as can be. So it'll probably take 3 minutes before it actually responds to this one, but it will go through and review the account. You can now, what I've been working on all day today is adding to where you can integrate your bunker signer so you don't have to put in your keys into this crazy Chinese software and whatnot to give up your keys. You can just sign in with your bunker. And now maybe I want to respond back to this one. And this is a horrible idea. I'm actually going to wait because it's going to get confused where it's already running a certain task. And so here's Heather's thing. We've done that. You're supportive of others in the Nostr community and share content about running and podcasting.
There you go. That's funny.
Let's leave a running emoji on one of the running posts.
Oh my God. Will it do it?
And it should go through from here, find the running post. It may ask me to like verify because there's probably a couple,
That's
I guess.
a trip.
And it will let you do all this. And the cool thing about Clawdbot is there's so many other integrations that you can build this out to where it will. Let's do this one.
Oh my God, there it is. I got the thing on my phone. Patrick reacted with the running, running an emoji. Thomas, it came right through. So that's amazing.
And when you get into these like their ability to schedule things. You can, like I was talking about earlier, make full analysis of Noster, of whatever people you want to look into. Maybe you're wanting to do, like, you met somebody and you want to know what they're about. You can just drop their MPub in, get an analysis, ask for it to pull their last 50 posts and go
Damn.
through. Right now it's still counting all posts as, like, even comments count as posts, but I'm going to put in like top level posts. And so there's the reaction to the runs to running
Dude.
post.
Someday you won't even have to be online anymore. You can automate your online presence. You'll just be on a beach somewhere having a taco, like, yeah, I guess my bot's probably posting a Nostr for me right now. Talking to my friends for me.
Exactly, and that's one of the cool things you can. Maybe if somebody built a personal knowledge database that lets you work with a system like Obsidian that had all of your content in. Maybe you had
Derek does that.
a content.
Derek builds things in Obsidian.
Yeah,
His new use case, Derek.
Huh.
Oh.
You could maybe you have a content guide of what you want all your posts to be for the next month, and it can just on the morning go ahead and queue that up and be scheduling it out, and you don't even have to go do any of the posts. You just let your AI agent go through and do everything for you without you ever having to.
What a time to
anything.
be alive. Are you tired of social media? Have your bot run it for you. Good night. Take
Exactly.
a social media detox. Why log on when you don't have to?
And that's even the other cool part is you can have it just go through your feed, and eventually the goal is to let it know what you're interested in and then have it highlight posts for you that maybe you want to check out. So instead of having to scroll through 20 minutes, you just spend 5 minutes reviewing what it already knows that you usually end up liking anyway, and letting you
Ooh,
just
that's
see
cool.
what's new on
That'd be
Noster.
cool.
But yeah, this should be. I've already pushed a PR to Clawdbot for the NIP 17 and fixing the NIP 04 messaging, and this one just actually, right as I was logging on, finally finished the bunker support. So now I'll push this in tonight probably, and then I'm not sure how long they take to actually merge these, but hopefully this week or so we'll have this actually in Clawdbot.
That's cool. You just made me wonder. I bet Obsidian is getting
Yeah.
so much business right now out of people realizing what they can do with it and AI.
Where are you hosting your Clawdbot at? Are you running it on a computer in your house, a server, VPS?
This is running on a Proxmox server here at the house. I think maybe I give it 100 gigabytes of desktop storage, so I could really throw files onto that server, and maybe 8 gigs of RAM. It's
Nice.
using roughly 6 consistently, and I really overdone it on processors, but a dual core processor seems more than enough for what it needs.
Okay, cool.
But yeah,
Did
like Tig
you,
said, the ZII package, he's paid $32 for a year of it. It's not the max one, but like I've ran I've already forgot Ralph Wiggum cycles on
Yeah.
repeat all night for a project, and it didn't even touch my usage limits. Like there's no way I could ever touch the top of their package, even at probably the middle tiers. What was you gonna say there, Derek?
I was gonna say, do you have to configure external access like proxy, reverse proxy, and stuff like that? Like, or is this something that a normal user is not going to be able to do?
I've not actually even dug into it enough to fully like bring it online to use it. It's all been development board for me for right now, but it doesn't seem like it's that hard to do. But I've not really tried to jump into it. I did see today a bunch of posts on Twitter about apparently people were bringing these online, but not properly supporting the security for them, and their people are like attacking Claude bots all throughout the web.
Nice. Attacking like just people's Clawdbots and
yeah, going in and like stealing your credentials, stealing your files, having it do stuff.
Yeah, seems
But-
kind of scary to run.
Yeah, it might not be, but the cool part is now that it has the Nostr integration, you never really have to give it an online portal because you can log in locally one time on a device that you want to set it up, and then just talk to it from your DMs on Nostr. And one thing Tiggs also said was you can do tail scale on it. I did see that, and then that should keep you away from a lot of the open ports and whatnot.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot. Like it's very configurable. The average person's never going to run this,
No.
but if you aren't afraid to tinker, it seems like it's really, really cool. And it's another rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah, it's definitely a rabbit hole. I've lost a couple days now.
Nice. Okay. Well, I may play with it here this week. Who knows? I have too many things going on, but yeah, no, thanks for sharing. It's really cool. I think that personal AI, like more people will want something like this as time goes forward. It's more configurable, more personable, and isn't ran in the cloud. It just needs to be portable, where anybody can, roll their face on a keyboard and boom, have it themselves. Offline on a device they own. We'll get there.
Maybe in a few months, maybe in a year.
Yeah, we need a.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't see why in 6 months or less this couldn't be an installer with a graphical user interface that people could run and install, and then just do all sorts of. Yeah, but the GUI, yeah, there is a GUI, but to get to it, to get to the web interface GUI, you need to do a bunch of command line stuff. There isn't command line out of the box. So no one's going to sit there and open up a terminal and run 10 terminal commands to get this to work automatically. It needs to be a one-click install and onboarding configure. Otherwise, people aren't going to do it. That's what I realized with my Onyx application 20 days ago, when I had it all for myself and realized, oh, this is super simple. And I showed it in this room. And then I realized, well, half the people in this room aren't going to use it because I think it's easy, but nobody else does. Maybe Patrick. So I built a GUI for it, and now it's roll your face on the keyboard to get it to work. Cool.
Are we going to get to see a updated demo tonight?
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I somebody else can go. I'll share later. I don't want to steal the show. Heather or Valerie, do you have anything you would like to share, talk about, and then I'll go, I guess.
Hey guys.
Hey Val.
Yeah, I'm struggling with the programming because I went on Shakespeare again and tried to start rebuilding, and I started rebuilding on Replit again to compare, and then I gave Shakespeare all my instructions, and it was like, it was a lot. It was like 40,000 words of the whole program that I want to build. And it was just basically like, you should go build on Replit. Don't build here on Shakespeare. And I was like, really? Because I was asking for advice of like how to organize it and put it together. Because I obviously I had Opus help me do the whole like project plan and requirements. And then I gave it to it, and it was just like, this is too complicated over here. You should build on Replit. And I was like, really? Because it's going to have a bunch of Nostr stuff and regular. So has anyone else had that experience?
I've never seen Shakespeare recommend to build something elsewhere. That seems really interesting.
I know, and I was like, "Are you sure?" And it said there's too many things going on in the back end, and I was just like, and of course, I don't know what any of these things are, and I was like, "Okay," so I don't know. I'm like, because it's like a multi-tenant app that I'm trying to build, like Circle and Mighty Networks, that has functionality of being able to zap each other when you're, achieving a goal or finishing a course or whatever it is, just similar like stuff that we do with Noster zaps. But you also have like private groups and private messaging and private group messaging. And it was like, no, don't build it here. I was like, okay. So
yeah, I'll say that Shakespeare's not perfect for every type of application. There's some things that, I mean, it literally can build anything, but because it's all the same AI. But when it comes to being able to deploy things or test things or preview things, some things will not work. Like I could build a Flutter application with Shakespeare if I wanted to. I'm going to have a bad time doing it, but you can do it. I saw today somebody build a Go application with Shakespeare, and that kind of blew my mind because, again, Shakespeare's not designed to use Go, the programming language, and build CLI apps. But you can. You're just going to have a bad time doing it because you won't be able to test it. You won't be able to preview it because it's not designed for that. So, if I'm very curious what your prompt was. The fact that it recommended using Replit, that's weird to me. But hey, if it did it, then maybe that's the route you should go and see. Maybe Shakespeare isn't right for the type of application that you want to build. Now, there is, like, Shakespeare doesn't know that it has railway support that isn't built into the system prompt yet. So you would have to go out of your way to build very complex things and very complex prompts to tell it to do that, but you can absolutely do that. But the thing is that since Shakespeare doesn't know it has these capabilities yet, it's not built into the system to know it has these capabilities. You essentially have to trick it to do it and know how to do it. So the average, like, I don't even know how to do that. I'm going to have to play around with it and see how I can trigger it until Alex adds support at the system prompt level. So maybe Shakespeare's not right for you now, but maybe it would be in the future. Who knows?
yeah, I hope so, because I really want to, support Soapbox and Shakespeare and, have it be more of everything developed here instead of using these other things. I think I'm just going to have to build it out over there. I mean, I finally figured out how to do
You're
GitHub.
welcome.
Thanks, Heather. And so everything's saved and backed up double there. So it's saved, everything's in Replit saved, and everything's saved in GitHub. So I basically, for Shakespeare, I gave it the whole GitHub like repo thing, and then I gave it the 40,000 word document that had all the instructions and what I wanted to build. And then that's when it was just like, yeah, stay over there. And of course, when I told Shakespeare, I was like, I'm retarded and I'm not a coder, so what should I do? And it basically was like, yeah, this is one of the other things that it gave, it was like, you could hire somebody. Here's a job description.
Really?
I swear to God. And it was like, you could
That's
post this on.
interesting too. I need to see your prompt because, like, I've never seen these things recommended, and I want to see how complicated your prompt is. So send it over to me sometime, and I'll take.
Yeah,
a
I'll
look
send
at
it to you on Telegram. It's like a giant
Yeah.
motion file, and then I'll also send you the whatever, the repo thingy. And
Yeah,
then,
because I'm
I mean, the
curious.
AI is still like it's essentially
yeah,
like a human
and
at some level, because it's sometimes like talking to a human child that takes things really literally. And like, what would a human do if you gave it 40,000 words to read? It might be like, I'm not doing that. It's just I don't know. That's just
I
weird.
don't know, but I know, I thought it was a little, because basically what I was gonna try to do is kind of go back and forth and make sure that, like, the thing that Replit was building was correct, and then I was gonna have Shakespeare rebuild it, and then I was gonna give it to Replit and tell Replit to, like, analyze it, and then I was gonna give the whole thing to Grok too, to tell it to, analyze everything, so I had a third analyst in there, because I don't know how to analyze code. I'm not a coder. I don't even know. I know nothing. And so I just wanted to kind of like see what they would all say. So it was just
Little
like,
experiment.
ooh. So yeah, dude, I'll send it to you. And Yeah. I mean, just whatever. That's kind of how I do stuff with any of the prompts for AIs. If I'm like, yeah, make me a marketing strategy for this product, it's like I'll cross-reference 3 or 4 of them and I'll keep letting it go in a couple loops because they keep finding mistakes with
Oh
each
yeah.
other's stuff. So I was like,
Well,
okay, like
you
I
can
know how to read marketing stuff. I can
I'll
figure that
say
out.
that the first probably, I don't know, the first 3-4 months, maybe a little bit more of last year that I was doing this, I did that too. I would pop around and do things with Claude and Chat GPT. I never used Grok because fuck Twitter, but I would use these and I would literally work on prompts, but I would pop around from Claude Code and Cursor and Google Gemini and Chat GPT. I was literally using 4 tools trying to figure out which was the best one, and when one was failing me, I would pop over to the other one because that seemed like the way to go. But I personally feel that that isn't needed anymore to pop around to all of the tools to try to solve this. I'm a Claude Opus 4.5 Maxi. Like it's expensive, but it's literally the best and easiest. And sometimes when you're having a problem, you just throw Opus at it and it just works. Like I think that your mileage may vary depending on what you're building. I'm just saying what my experience has
I'm gonna
been.
plug it in Shakespeare again, and I'm gonna give it like the updates that I made, over the last 12 hours and see. And I'm gonna give it the same prompt, and I'm gonna give it the same document. I'm gonna see
Sure.
what it says, and if there's anything that got changed. So I'll redo the prompt and I'll share
is it?
everything with you so you
I
can
have a
see it.
question.
I want to see.
Val question. Is it that
Yeah.
you're trying to like get the perfect result, or like you're just trying to like stack the results up against each other to see which one gives the one you like best?
You mean like going back and forth
Or you're
between
just doing a
Replit
Shakespeare
and
experiment?
Shakespeare?
I'm just curious.
I mean, ideally, I want it to work on Shakespeare, but I'm also wanting to
Mhm.
build a mobile app. And I know Shakespeare's not building mobile app stuff. And Replit, I can do it. So I can show you guys this prompt. Like, do you want? It's like monstrous. I can put in my Notion link and you can see
Yeah.
it. Would you
Yeah.
like me to do
We
that
can
in
all
the
look.
chat?
Yeah, put it in the chat. We can all
Yeah.
dissect it.
Okay, cool. So I'll do that. And then let me pull it up really quick here and find where's my doc. But yeah, so this has been, so I spent basically a week getting this like instructions together because I wanted it to be kind of awesome and clear because I screwed everything up last time and lost it all. So I was like, I don't want to lose it again. Please don't make me lose it. Okay, so I'm in Notion. I've got to share it with you guys. How do I do this? Anyone on the web with a link can comment. Okay, cool. So there you go. So copy the link. I'll put it here. Okay, so that's my Notion. And then I'll show I'll find my GitHub thing. Yeah, it's still working. Okay, cool. So let's go upload and sync. It's 42 minutes ago. Okay. I can just share like the web link for GitHub repo thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys get the Notion? Is it opening up?
Got it. Yeah.
I see the
Your
Notion.
masterpiece app.
Yay, my masterpiece. I mean, it's looking pretty good. I changed the layout a little bit and, I might have to rebuild the whole thing. I don't, whatever it is. I mean, it looks kind of cool.
So, the first thing that I did is I scrolled down to tech stack because whenever you go to like Chat GPT or Grok or Google, anybody, and you say, hey, build me a prompt for this app, it's going to tell you what the tech stack is or what it recommends.
Okay.
But whenever you would paste this into Shakespeare, it already has a tech stack that is predefined. So when you're telling it the platform is Replit, I'm assuming that's why it said to build it on Replit.
That makes
That's just my
sense.
guess.
I
But
don't know.
then also some of these other things in here may not database Replit PostgreSQL. So things like that. Like since that was in there, that's probably why it said, hey, you want to build this on Replit because 2 of your tech stack items say Replit.
Okay,
So
maybe.
that's very
Maybe.
possible. But
Yeah.
normally what I would do, at least what I used to do when I did go to like ChatGPT to build a prompt,
Mhm.
I would copy everything but the tech stack because Shakespeare has the tech stack.
Okay. Got it.
Yep. You're welcome.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for peeking at that. And one day my masterpiece will get built. Yay.
Cool.
Thanks. One step forward,
Oh, yeah.
Patrick. That's darn straight.
Yeah.
One step
So
at a time.
I'm not going to read this massive 40,000 word prompt right here that you have because I don't have an hour. But I will vow 100% look it over. I just wanted to scroll down through real quick. So yeah, I'll look at it later. But
Yeah, don't sweat
Yeah.
it, dude. I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
rocking it, and you know, I want to fine tune these things, but I tried to make it as
Absolutely.
detailed as I could.
Yeah, no, it's good to be detailed. Like when you have a massive app that you want to build, you need to be this absolute detailed. But then we need to remember, like as much detail as you're giving it, certain tech stacks are going to be better than others. So when you mention like doing things like private backends and so forth, Shakespeare won't know that it can do that through Railway, and you would have to word that prompt essentially differently to get it to activate that. Which if you're set on using Shakespeare, I can help you with that. If not, you can go the Replit route if that's how you prefer.
I mean, if I can figure it out and work with Shakespeare, I mean, I'd rather, like I said, I'd rather support all of us nerds and Bitcoiners and ostriches.
No feelings hurt whatsoever. I mean, we talk about using all the tools here on this.
And so Railway is just like a place where I would deploy everything.
Some of it, the
Like
non-Nostr
yourself?
stuff. Yeah.
Like,
Well,
okay.
So you see how your prompt mentions using the Replit like SQL database. That's all that is. That you're using you would use Railway for these type of things.
Okay. So then
Just think of it like that.
If I put this in there, because the other thing it was saying in its response, it was like, Shakespeare can do all, of course, all the front end stuff, and it can do some back end. And it was saying that it needed more back end, and that's why it was recommending.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. Shakespeare has essentially no back end except for this new Railway feature that Alex just added a week ago. So again, like I said earlier, he just added it. Shakespeare doesn't know that it can do these things. We need better system prompt to be able to do that. So let me talk to Alex before we try to finagle with your prompt to get it to build. Because I need time with it myself because I literally haven't played with it. So I can't give you an accurate recommendation of what to do because Derek has 0 time with it right now.
Okay. Yeah, I figured. I know. I saw your thing about see you in, what was it, 6 weeks or something?
That was a joke. Because when I was building something, the AI told me it was going to take 3 to 4 weeks. So that's why I was like, all right, I'll be back in 3 to 4 weeks.
I know. See you guys later. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, no worries. Well, just like when you guys, kick the tires of it and test that stuff out, like, and you feel like, okay, Simpleton Val can push a button and deploy it the same way I can push it on, like Shakespeare, like whatever.
I mean, obviously we want to use Shakespeare, and if it's the tool, hell yeah. But if it's not the tool, also hell yeah. Like I want you to build what's going to be able to do the work for you. So yeah, we'll shelf that conversation for now, and then we'll review your prompt and what you need, and if we can do it, then we'll try to make it work, and if not, then I'll say, hey, we can't do it. Like I'm not going to have you use a tool that's not going to work for you.
Cool. Yeah. And again, if anybody knows devs that want to work on this, like I need help because I'm just Val prompting and
Alex doesn't join here STL because he's too busy. Or
Maybe
maybe he's
Quilly
here
is here
now.
right now. We'll never know.
yeah.
Alex actually does join sometimes and talk. He has talked about certain things that he's built and is building, and he actually gave some Shakespeare updates one time. He's actually in here right now listening, just as an FYI.
Well, yeah, FYI. Hi, Alex. So yeah. Well, anyways, if anybody wants to help, great. I'll
Yeah,
pay you.
gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
thanks so much, you guys. I appreciate it.
You are welcome. All right. I'm going to show one more app since it was asked about multiple times, and I know that everybody wants to see it. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So 3 weeks ago, you guys got a very shitty preview of this. This is so good. I'm so excited for this. So this is it's called Onyx. It is my open source productivity application with AI built in. It now has almost, I would say, every single feature that Obsidian has, but it's fully open source, and it has Nostr baked into it. So let's start out here. Let's go to the onboarding. Let's say you just installed this for the very first time. So you just installed Onyx. It opens up, tells you all about it. I'm going to choose an existing vault that I already have here. You can't see that window. Okay, so I chose my vault. Tells you a little bit more about it, what it can do. You continue. You can set up your Nostr identity so you can do all sorts of things such as back up your notes and collaborate with others and so forth. So I already have one. I'm not going to create a new one. I already have it set up. So I'm going to skip this by saying set up later. Since I skipped it, it technically isn't allowing me to set up sync, but I already have sync set up, so that I'm not a new user. So normally that would say you're now syncing. Then the next screen here, I already have OpenCode installed. That's why I have this little check here. But if I didn't have OpenCode installed, it works super, super well. It literally just pops up and says, can't find OpenCode on your system. Click here to install it, or tell me where it is if you have it installed in some crazy location. So most people aren't going to know what this is. They're not going to have OpenCode. So they're going to say, oh, wow, I need an AI writing partner to do all these things. And they're going to click install, and it downloads for your platform and installs it in the background. It works. I've tested this on Windows and I've tested it on Linux. It works beautifully. So Heather, I'm assuming this would do this automatically
Mac.
as well on
Sweet.
on your Mac. So you don't need to know anything. You don't, like before we had to install OpenCode, like command line and all the shit.
Yay.
No command line needed. It does it automatically. So now this is new here. So now that you have AI, now that you set up OpenCode AI, it automatically selects these 7 recommended skills that will make your day better. You install these 7 skills, or you can browse for, select and so forth, run them all. Actually, you can't see that button there. I'm going to make that. Okay, so I'll make that button better. I guess it should be a check mark there. Anyways, you click this to install them. I'm not going to install them because I'm using this differently. And then there you go.
Sick.
You're ready to create your first note. So we go in here. We have now daily notes, just like Obsidian has. We also have templates for your daily note that you can configure. And we have a template folder now that you can create all of your different templates for all your different kind of notes and do templating if you have different styles of notes. So again, this is what Obsidian has. So now we have all of that. OpenCode, this is where you can configure all of your providers if you want. By default, it's going to use the OpenCode Zen Big Pickle. So if you're a total noob, it'll automatically choose that for you, and you don't need to pick anything. It'll do it automatically for you. Productivity, this has changed a little bit. So productivity has all of the skills that I just mentioned. I skipped them, so that's why they're not enabled here. But if I could enable them, I can also browse the library. This is 500 skills from skills.sh, Vercel's skills library marketplace that they launched like a week ago. So if I wanted to do, let's say, SEO, for example, do some marketing stuff. This guy has Corey has tons of marketing skills. Then you just click add, and it adds the skill. You go over here, you see I have these skills from skills.sh automatically installed, competitor alternatives and copywriting skills. Now the cool thing is once I install any skill, whether it's a recommended skill or a library skill, I can now click edit skill, and this window pops up, and I can go and customize this. So you can scroll down and you can customize this to your liking, delete as much of it, edit as much of it as you want to. So fully customizable skills from the library. Syncing, it'll automatically sync on startup if you want. Manual syncing, it syncs to Nostr. It syncs to Nostr and their encrypted notes, and obviously you can sign in with your private key. If you have notifications of things that have been shared to you, you see 5 days ago Patrick shared an encrypted document to me. I can look at that. This has a lot of test content here that we were testing stuff, so none of this stuff actually works for sharing. But I can import this directly to my vault if I wanted to, block him if he's a spammer, or dismiss. Let me expand that back out here and just go to a test. We'll go to, hey, what's Podster doing here? Podster should be up in apps. Look at that. We're going to drag that up to apps and move it up to apps. Why didn't that move? Oh man, do we have a bug? Podster's already in there. Why is it there too? All right, I'm going to have to look at that. All right, so we got a bug. That's fine. Actually, it's not fine. I'm annoyed. I didn't think I had any bugs. I didn't think I had any bugs left. Okay, so I got to look at that. Sharing. That's what I wanted to share. So if I want to share a file to somebody, you right click, you go file information. I see that this has been synced 8 times, or 8 different versions of this document has been synced to Nostr. It has not been shared with anybody. To share it to somebody, just right click, share to user. You put in their pub key or their NIP05 domain. And I could publish something as an article. You right click on it, say publish as article, and then this will publish as a Nostr blog. If you wanted, you can then add an images, hashtags, and so forth, and publish it, and it would publish as a blog. And then also we have the AI here. This is different than last time. So we have Normie AI defaults to the Normie AI, and you can just have a general conversation, and it says, hey, look, contextual. It sees the note that we're working on and wants to know what we want to do with it. Now, if you are a tech savvy person, maybe you don't want the chatbot. You want something more advanced. You click on advanced and boom, you have the full open code terminal at your disposal. Let's see, what else did I add? Oh, I added the ability, if you click on live down here, you can switch to source view. So now you can see the markdown. You see this is bold, so it has the asterisks. So you can switch that, and you can also click on the cloud to do a instant sync as well, character count, word count. Let's see. I probably showed this before. This is the brain view of the linking of all your documents, which I said is like Obsidian has. We also have bookmarks. You can look at your bookmarks, saved searches, and so forth. There's a saved search for Divine, all my notes that mention Divine. What else we got? We got outline view. This has no outlines. That's not a good one to demonstrate. We got backlinks. There we go. Which one's linked to this document? There's no linking to these test documents, but you get the drift. These features all exist in Obsidian. So it's a full working Obsidian clone, but with tons of AI productivity built into it. really excited for this. I use this every day, all day long. I literally wake up, start my day, and say, "Show me a schedule, build my schedule, and here's my schedule," and it builds it and tells me what I need to do all day long. And then I do the thing and I check stuff off as I do it. It said AI tells me every day what to do. Basically, it builds from all my tasks, turns all this ugly stuff into pretty stuff. And the more information, like to make this useful to you, you have to feed it data, right? You have to give it as much context as possible. So I have all of this context, and it is really useful for me because of all the context and the skills. Any questions? Besides that folder drop
It's
bug
part of the
that's really
process.
bothering me because uh, I know, I don't understand. Like, where's it? Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm annoyed because it's in two places now. I'm going to delete it from here.
So Derek, like, so part of what I'm building with the Masterpiece app is like, a daily journal, and I don't want it to be like overwhelming because it's definitely going to be for more, normie people to be using. And the goal with the app is to, I mean, it's got a lot of features and functionality, but I really want to teach people about, zapping each other notes and
Sure.
stuff, but also have a personal, um, learning manager and a social learning component. It's going to be gamified and stuff, but part of the daily practice is a journal entry, and I like them to be able to have different templates or different ways they can practice and customize their thing. But like, how do the daily notes, like, how does all this get saved, and how does I know you say it gets posted to Noster and it's encrypted.
Sure. So
Because
this
that's sort of like my curiosity to keep people
is a
protected.
local first application, meaning that all
Okay.
data is saved on my computer.
Okay.
If I want to get this data on my other computer, or if I want to get it on my Android phone, because this does have an Android app, so I need to be able to sync the data. So it's local first and will never leave here until you go in and you turn on sync. And to turn on sync, I use Noster to publish these files, essentially these text documents to Noster. So think of it as publishing a blog post to Noster, but the blog post is encrypted. And
Okay,
it's
got it.
encrypted with the user's private key.
Okay.
So it uses NIP44. It's like the new version of NIP04. It uses NIP44 encryption to encrypt the content, and only the person that owns that private key could decrypt it. And then I'm doing sharing to people, like when I shared this document to Patrick, I shared it to him using NIP44 and NIP17 to where it's only encrypted to his pub key, so only he'll be able to open it up.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. And then what about the AI? Like, how can it go in and you can ask it to like summarize all of your documents and then
Oh,
say,
absolutely.
write a book for me based on my giant awesome brain?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like all of my meetings, all of my notes, I put all of this in here, and then I say, summarize this, use this to write something, whatever. The whole reason I started out putting all this data in here is so I could use AI and throw AI at it. So if I there you go. Here's this document for this project. Okay. So now I say to AI, I say, what are my next steps? Summarize this for me. Okay, so it reads this whole document, all of like your massive 40,000 word prompt or whatever, and it comes down here and it says recommended first step: start with code signing for Mac OS and Windows. So it summarized all that, and then I could say make a plan and put this into a new document, or start a new document or whatever, and it would come down and do that. So yes, like the AI is doing all of the heavy lifting in your project management and your organization. Like the whole reason I have the AI in here is for that.
And so like, cause like in Replit, you can integrate, for example, like Notion into Replit. And I haven't done that yet, but I was wondering like if I have my original plan in Notion, and then of course I'm feeding it in, and somebody else said to make some kind of a project manifest fest document, and then the plan and the tasks, and then as it keeps checking off, will it go like
Mhm.
if you're doing something in Shakespeare and you're executing your plan, does it come in here to Onyx and check things off?
Yeah, yeah. I I have it doing like I have it doing that. Like I use some of the skills, like my project management skills, like some of the skills that I was talking about, these productivity skills.
Uh-huh.
Like I have skills that, like my executive assistant and my planning files, like these go through and they keep track of things for me.
But like will it live like go back and forth between Shakespeare and see like, okay, he
Shakes
completed whatever 20 tasks.
um
Let's check it off here in this plan.
no, no,
No.
could it potentially to be, you'd have to set that up. Are you talking about like whenever you tell AI to build something and it has a massive like plan document, and as it builds things, it checks them off?
Yeah, and then that way you've got the I don't know, just whatever you're developing over here in this, interface to just keep track of it in addition to what's getting kept track of in on
So
your Git.
yeah, yeah. I mean, so if you have a plan document
Uh-huh.
in your on your Git repository, and whatever tool you're using is updating that plan, then then Onyx, if you put the Git repository in here, like that's the whole reason I have that.
Uh-huh.
So I can say, you know, update based on the project plan in the Git repo, and it'll go through and it'll do that. Like
Okay.
um like all these checked, well, wherever I had all these checked off things
Mhm.
on here, like I didn't check these off. The AI checked these off for me as I built them.
Okay, cool. Ooh, this
It's
is so
awesome.
fun. This is great work, dude.
Well, thank you. It this I said this my whole goal with this is that when I realized 3 weeks ago in here when people were like, "Wow, Derek, this is super
Exactly.
cool." Why didn't and Patrick's like, "Why didn't you lead with this? This is the coolest thing." And I was like, "Oh." And then I realized, well, this is AI for normies, because everybody can use a executive assistant to help make themselves, more productive. And then a week later,
Well,
Claude announced Claude Cowork, and I was like, oh well, you fuckers, I was trying to do that too. But
Mhm.
yeah, this is exactly. I mean, this is essentially the exact same thing. You could point this at a vault if you wanted to, where all of your documents are, and then you could say to the AI, "Hey, organize my vault," and it would do
I'm
it.
going
And
to say
that's
this is
essentially what Claude
better than
Cowork
Claude
does.
Cowork
It's
because
just a
Claude
roundabout
Cowork
way of
was
doing it.
really slow because it was really popular, really
Well,
fast, and really
because
buggy.
yeah, but Claude Cowork also,
And
you
no
can't go in
Noster.
and choose all of the skills, and you can't go in and choose different
Yeah.
AIs. Yeah, you can't go in and choose different AI models. And yes, and there's no Noster. And it's also not open source. This is fully open source. I also built I can't show it. Let's see. I built a web clipper plugin. So you can go to any web page, and then you can right click and add things to your clippings. So you would go to a web page like let's see there. What can I clip? I don't have anything open. It's fun to clip. But yeah, you can go to a web page and you can view the web page, and then you highlight any text like I did here. You highlight the text, and then you right click on it and you say clip with Onyx, and then it sends it to your vault. So and there's several templates. So if like you're gonna clip like a recipe, for example, it'll try to remove all the bullshit and just look for like the recipe content. And um it'll do entire web pages, convert the entire web page to Markdown or just the section that you highlighted. So what you could do then here is you could go and, let's say you're researching something, you could go clip 10, 12 web pages, content, highlights, have it all in this clippings folder. You could make a new project folder in here, call it, my project, move all the clippings into my project, and then say, hey, AI, here's all the research I did on this topic, summarize it all, or compile an article, or write a blog post for me, and it'll do that. It'll take all the information and organize it for you.
And do you have instructions somewhere, like how to install this and use it and not make sure that I don't accidentally give it access to all my porn?
Well, don't.
I'm kidding. I don't. Are you kidding? I'm joking.
I mean, it only has access.
Yeah.
Well, don't give it access to your porn folder.
I don't have a porn folder, but I'm totally joking. But how do you make sure it doesn't go anywhere else in your computer and do bad things?
Well, I mean, by default, it's only going to work in that directory that it's told to go in, and it'll ask to read content in other directories. So if you only give it access to the vault, wherever your vault is, that's the only place it'll work by default, unless you tell it to work elsewhere.
And it can't like outsmart me and go hack its way into other places.
I think Clawdbot does. I think Patrick's Clawdbot might.
Okay. I know, that's why I've been reading all these horror stories today about.
Oh yeah, I mean, by default, it'll only work in its directory that it's supposed to. Open code only works in that directory, and as soon as it tries to read another file, it asks for permission to read outside of that main directory. So if you're only working in, Val's documents /vault, for example, or wherever, it will only read in that vault and only try to access content in that vault. Now, it may try to, outsmart you, like you said, and try to read your porn directory. But if
I don't
you
think there's much to
it
read there.
to read the porn directory, it's not going to read it.
It will never find. It's going to be a ghost town.
Well, that said.
But okay, so where's the instructions and all that? Where can we find this, Derek?
So I said, obviously you saw a bug with this. So there are still some bugs, but you can go to the GitHub repo and download it. Now you have a Mac, so it's going to yell at you because I didn't pay $100 to sign the program from Apple. So you do have to do a slight workaround for it. But the current version, I'll put it in the chat. Let me copy the URL here. All right, so you can go into, you can click on that link to download you have a Mac, so it's a DMG file for a Mac. But when you go to install it, it's going to say, hey, this is broken because he didn't pay $100 to Apple. And there's a specific command that you have to do. But
well, that was me in the terminal, though, and my terminal is set up to do things and take commands, so I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know how to do a terminal, so that's
well, Derek's not paying $100 to Apple, so
okay. Well, don't worry, I'll figure it out later. This will be like round 2 or 3 of me learning Vive.
You try to install the application and it yells at you, and then after Apple yells at you, you open up a terminal and you copy and paste that command that I put in there, the XATTR. You copy and paste that in, and then I believe you can try to run it again, and it'll run then.
Okay, I'll try it.
If not, let me know. But it's Apple's gateway of paying $100 to sign the application, and I didn't do that, and I'm not going to do that because I don't have a Mac anyways. So
okay, cool. Yeah, well, I'll get it. Let me do this other project first before I get distracted. And it sounds like somebody wants wants to share something. So I'll
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, STL, show us your story forge.
Yay!
I will stop sharing. Do you want to share? You're on a phone. You can't share. That's right. What's the link? I can share for you. Do you have it in the chat?
Are you joy
scrolling up.
scrolling or
I'm
doom
scrolling
scrolling?
up. I'm still scrolling. Well, I'm up scrolling right now. I don't see it, brother.
Ooh, I see it. StoryForge AI.
Oh, I think you
There it
shared
is.
it on
Boom.
Nostr
All right, so,
earlier. That's what it was.
let me. I haven't been to
Maybe
this
it wasn't
yet,
in the
so
chat.
I'll drive, I guess. All right. All right. Let's
Fun.
let me share it.
Yeah,
so
he's on his phone, so we
can all have a
can't.
good time. All right. StoryForge. Craft immersive stories with the power of AI from dark fantasy. All right. So what do we do here? We create stories. Okay. So let's story title. Vibe coding. Story concept. A group of purple ostriches generated code for a new application. That's the concept of the story. Okay, atmosphere. We're going to pick a mood. We're going to go science. Nope. We're going to go cyberpunk. Okay. Generate images. Cost 1. Image generation. Quite expensive. All right. Well, you scared me. I'll go down to 1. Storybook. Generate story. Let's see what happens. Please log into Shakespeare AI.
Awesome.
Oh, I got to log in. It uses Shakespeare AI to do this. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Okay. All right. So I'm going to hit generate again now that Derek has logged in.
Nostr CEO
Please select a
slacking
model
tonight.
and providers.
Not logged
Oh,
in.
man. I got to select all sorts of stuff. Where do I select my provider? Well, I'm logged in, but now is this a setting? I lost my thing. AI provider. Shakespeare AI. Okay, I have Shakespeare AI. Claude Sonnet. Okay, I'm good. I have one selected. Okay, so it's using Shakespeare AI. Now I lost this. Vibe coding. We're doing the vibe coding on Nostr.
Cool.
See if it's going to work this time. Generate story. Generating story. Oh man, don't look at that. All right, so this is generating a story and images.
Yeah.
See it in the background. And I didn't give it much the second time. What did I say? I just said something like 5 words. So we'll see what I said. Vibe coding and Nostr. We'll see what this does. Very cool that you built this StoryForge with Shakespeare. You're building all the very neat things. So it's still it's probably taking a long time to generate the images right now. So we can read this as it's generating the images. Title, Vibe Coding. The neon-soaked streets of Neo Manila hummed with electric life as Kai presented her neutral jack deeper into the port behind her ear, syncing with the distributed mesh that pulsed beneath the city's skin, not the corporate lattice that sanitized prison of firewalls and tracked packets, but the wild network, the people's protocol, Nostr. That's awesome. Very cool. But I said it. I assume I said since we're doing 5 images, that's probably too much. It's probably gonna take a while. Oh, there we go. Now, okay, so now it's trying to do the images. Okay. Now we wait. Very cool. I want to know how you figured out how to use Shakespeare AI for this. That's actually the coolest, most exciting feature for me, is that you figured out how to use Shakespeare AI's API for people to be able to use Shakespeare credits to be able to generate stories. That's the coolest thing in my mind. That is what I think is really cool, because I've only ever seen maybe one other app that has done this before.
I'm telling you, you miss a day around here, you miss a lot.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
40. All right. Well, while this is
No, things go so
generating,
fast.
we're gonna check out
Oh.
his other app here he made while this is generating. All right, Noster Docs. Noster Docs. What is this? Steamboat Willie is a 1928 American animated short film. So are people just sharing
Oh.
content? What is this? Upload anonymously. No login required. Let's fix this. This hurts my eyes. Ah, there we go. There we go. So this is just a feed of what anonymous video, anonymous documents, media. Well, no. There's Patrick. There's STL. So tell us what Noster Docs does. I had to clone
Wild.
Shakespeare and tell it to look at how Shakespeare implements Shakespeare AI. That's fucking awesome. You hear that, Alex? He figured out how to do this. He cloned Shakespeare, and then he told Shakespeare, "Hey, look at how Shakespeare works, and implement the Shakespeare AI in my app." That's fucking cool. That's
Yeah.
that's
I think
literally how
STL
all
is
of
our
us
most
would do things,
prolific vibe
and that's
coder.
amazing that you
For
figured it
real.
out. Let's fucking
I
go.
think so. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Thank
The
that's
you
boss
really
for your
man's
cool.
here.
contributions, Mr. STL.
You got Alex to
Oh, he
speak.
speaks.
He's stoked.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Ah. Ooh.
It's super cool. Look at it. Now it's generating these images
That
with
is cool.
like zero
Phoenix
context that I gave
Rising.
it. Like, well, that's a cool image. I like that. Yeah, very cool.
Oh,
All
that's
right,
a
so
cool
Noster
idea.
Docs to
People
share
aren't making
story
stuff like that.
PDF
Like so
later.
that
All
gives
right,
you
so
the
you're
purpose
still
of being
working
able
on
to just
this.
share docs with one another. That's cool.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, very cool. Very
He
cool.
does.
Marty Malley
Oh,
has a
okay.
document sharing thing. I forget that he was working on like a year ago. Yeah, it worked, but I don't know what the status of it is. Cool.
Hey, does Shakespeare have a feature? Because I don't remember seeing this, and maybe it was a couple weeks ago, and everything I was working in it more deeply. Like since I've been kind of just playing in Replit lately, it's got like a button that it's got a couple different levels of how automated you want it to be. Like it either has to do tons of checkpoints or
Is
it,
that the
kind
plan
of does
setting
stuff
that it
more
does, where
automated
it
and
asks
uses
you
more.
first, like, "Hey, should
No,
I do
there's
this?"
no but
Well, there's like the planning setting, and so that's just planning, and it'll just go back and forth and give you ideas. But then the build part, you can give it like there's 4 settings, but then in addition to those 4 settings of like, mild autonomy to totally autonomous, um, there's a slider that says to at every round to actually do all the testing. So it'll show you in real time, like the screen that the cursor is moving and it's like clicking on everything that it just built. Like, is that
no,
something we can do in Shakespeare?
there is no automated testing like that does like a like user experience testing. There isn't that.
Yeah, it's like yeah, I don't know how it works, but yeah, I was just wondering if there was that with, yeah.
No, there isn't, but I will say that with the invention of Quilly, or I'm sorry, the evolution of Quilly yesterday, I started actually thinking about that, about user experience testing. I started to wonder if he could spawn a Chrome browser and do these types of user experience tests from the command line. I don't know if he can.
Let us cook.
Okay, yeah, I mean,
Let us ponder on it for a little bit, Val. I don't think I don't think that's a horrible idea, because part of the thing that one of the reasons why vibe coding gets a lot of shit is because people don't know how to do user experience testing. They've literally never done it before, and they don't know, so they don't know how to do it, and then they don't want to go around and do it. They don't want to every single feature go around and click around their app 1,000 times and test every single feature. They don't want to do that. It sucks doing that, and they don't know that they need to do that. I That's one of the things that I literally do every single time I push a new feature. I literally go around and do every single feature of my app to make sure that I didn't break something else. That just comes from my fiat job where that's what we did. But
Well,
I think that kind of makes, I don't know, I like to think that makes my apps work very well. When I announced Onyx on Reddit the other day, only one guy commented, but I love that guy because he said, "Wow, your app doesn't even feel like it was vibe coded. Are you sure you vibe coded it, or how much of this was vibe coded?" I'm like, "Oh, dude, it was 100% vibe coded." And he's like, "Wow, it's really really polished." And I was like, "Yeah, because I test the shit out of everything." But anyways, my whole point is that if we could do some automated user experience testing for this and maybe use, Quilly or something to be able to do that and have that be a value added service for people, I think that people would really like it because it would ultimately make apps better. The code may look right, and we do test, for code to make sure the code is functional, but that doesn't mean that the user interface is functional. And we could maybe do some things in the future. I don't know. We'll have to talk about it. Good suggestion.
groovy.
Okay, STL.
Oh, wow.
Let's check this out here. 88%. We're still making images. All right, we got. Oh, that's a cool one. Oh yeah. Oh,
Oh,
I like
cool.
that. All right, cool. It's not. Oh, look at that. It's done. And we got. Boom. Here is our story that we wrote. Awesome. Now, does this publish it as like a kind 23 or not 23, NIP 23 kind 3023? Or does this get lost? Let's see, I can copy it, I can share, I can export it to a PDF. You should be able to save it to your public library. I don't know what that does. What's that do? Oh, let's see. It's a kind 36397. So I'm not going to do that. Cool. All right. Thank you, sir.
Well, I was
What a
working on
cool app.
something
Okay.
normie-ish
Anybody
today,
else?
and I just
Heather,
never
you didn't
finished
get to
it
talk
because
yet. Would you like
I
to
was
share
working
anything?
on just a website for a nonprofit to see where I could get. And I didn't get where I didn't. You can see it. Hang on, let me figure out which app I'm in and see if I
Ooh.
hopefully I don't blow anything out on the live. No, I didn't. I forgot about that.
I also updated
That's true.
Lobster too. Did you look at that yet,
I'm
Heather?
just doing what my AI tells me
Well,
to do.
that's okay. We're busy. we're doing the vibes.
Right. Just trying to like work with the AI.
Don't we all? We just do it with the AI.
Oh,
tells us to do.
yeah, the robot.
I've adopted
I did try
MK's
to
wording, and
explain the
I don't call
Quillybot
it
to
AI
a
anymore. I
normal
call it
friend
my
today, and they were
robot.
like,
I always say,
I'm
I'm going to
scared.
ask my robot.
So here's just I've made this before and I could have imported it from GitLab, but I just wanted to see if I could do something different with it today. Because I've been hitting up different nonprofit friends, and these are friends of mine, just to see what I could do. And I wish Shakespeare kind of like saved some of the before pictures because it gave me some pure trash up front, but I tried something I hadn't done before where I was like, Shakespeare, look at this website, just make a better version of it. And it was like, okay. And so it got to work on its opinion of how that might work. And I was like, oh, hey, but you've got to do it the right color scheme and you got to do it with the right pictures. So then we got to like more of the right color blue. I probably need to get the right hex code. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely more navy. And I was like, hey, can you make sure the hawk picture looks better? So I probably, like, if I were really going to do this for my friend's nonprofit, I would have to get the picture of Harley the Hawk. I'd have to get a high res image. I don't even think they have one. Because this is how nonprofits are, right? They're super, super bootstrapped. So I don't think there were pictures to load in here. So that's why it looks like this. I mean, it could put in some stock images. I could ask it to. But I wanted to make this better than the actual website that they have now. And I know they went through a lot to build it. And it's been up for a couple years and they've just never improved it. And nobody's technical. And I'm usually the person who always tries to fix the things for them. And but what's I think notable here is, I mean, look, it's a basic website, right? It can definitely be better. And I use Cloud Haiku, and $3.02. And this is something that if I paid better attention to it today, I could have made it better, but I would work on it and be like, Shakespeare, do this. And then I'd go do something else, and then I'd come back to it when I remembered that I was working on it. So this is like a total simple normie thing that hopefully my friends could use. And it's not all Bitcoiny and nostery, but could be. So now I'm trying to figure out, again, my friends are super non-technical. So I want to figure out how to make it something they could like and pass it off to them if they like it. And like how technical do I have to get with them to teach them? Like I'm nervous about, like, can I teach them about NPubs, or are they're gonna totally fuck that up? And like I don't even think they have a 1Password. Like most people aren't that technical. So I probably have to do it for them and like put it in a lockdown file or something. So I don't know. That's where I'm at with it in my thought process. Maybe Derek has some recommendations. I don't know. Because you built some websites for other people, but I think your friends are probably maybe a little younger and more non-technical, I think, than mine. Because I think that there's also kind of a
Yeah, my
yeah.
friends, the ones that I built stuff for in Shakespeare, to show them, like, they're not technical. But I'm a week
All the normies.
no, not even a week. Geez, in 2 days I'm going to that event where there's going to be all the non-technical
Yeah, I don't know.
small
Like
business owners,
if
teaching
people are
them how to use
intimidated by
Shakespeare.
the
So
idea of how do I
looking
log into
forward to
this
that, see
thing,
what they
and
come up with.
how can I pass it off to people easily? Because I can
There's-
be like, okay, I backed it up to GitHub, and then it'll be like, what's GitHub?
We'll see.
I haven't trained them like I've trained Val.
Well, Well, I think that now that you don't even need to know that, like whenever you first create something in
Yeah,
Shakespeare, you can do the backup to Noster. And personally, I don't like the fact that we
there
say
you go.
Noster. I'd rather just call it backup, but that's fine. Alex and I can fight about it later. But
Yeah,
I think that it works really well. I think
it's
that
it's like
you
your
just,
work is in
it yells
danger.
at you. It
Like
pops
save
up
your
saying,
work.
"Hey, you didn't save it yet. You didn't cloud save yet. Your files aren't safe." Yeah, like
Yeah,
it
I
says
need
that
the
enough that
reminder.
people are gonna like,
Yeah,
oh
I
shit, and
also
they're
need
gonna
it to be
click the
like, hey,
thing, and then
idiot,
once they click the
come back
thing,
to this tab and
it
keep
goes
working
away
on
and it's
this.
automatic. So it works really
I need
well
a
now.
Pavlov bell to be like,
Yeah.
hey, I did your thing. Come back. Give me another order.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be interesting if we had a audible alert that you could turn on for people that wanted it.
Oh, we have
Please,
a
next time you
demanding
generate a
audience.
story, export the PDF and share it. I wanted to read your story. See? No, I should have done that. My fault. Well, I didn't really spend any time building the prompt though. Like I was just doing a quick demonstration. If I would spend time actually building the prompt, so it's instead of letting Claude drive, uh, then I would have cared more about it. But it was just a throwaway for demonstration purposes. However, STL, I will spend time putting together a real prompt, and I will make a real story, and I will save it for you. I promise.
Probably could have made my work better
I
if I'd
will.
flipped over to
I
Opus,
will
but
put
I'm
that in
also kind of
onks to do tomorrow,
lately
so
I'm
I
really
don't
impressed
forget.
with actually what Haiku will just do, considering it's like one of the cheaper models, and I mean, it has its limits, but it's almost on par with some of the more expensive models. I mean,
Yeah.
you will reach a point where you got to up level, choose the big fatty model, but I've been enjoying kind of pushing it for the last couple of weeks and just not switching off of Haiku and seeing how far it can be pushed. Because I think a lot of our users probably are trying to skimp on credits, try to push things as far as they can go. But for this use case, that like if I'm just making a normie website, I probably don't
Sure.
need to like go hard and use Opus. But like what Val's doing for sure, You know, like if I'm super serious about it and I want it to look really, really professional because maybe I'm going to run a business off of it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Anything else? Any other
Oh yeah, the session
questions,
countdown timer.
thoughts, issues? Oh yeah. He made a session countdown timer. We got to get the link in there for that. So if you are ever curious, all right, Val, thank you for coming. I'll look at your monster prompt when I have time. STL built a Vibe coding jam session countdown timer. You just go to the website. I clicked on it the other day. Let's see. Well, do I have it? Was it Vibe? Vibe Coding Live. There we go. I knew I had it in my history as a website I visited. There you go. I'll put it in the chat. It is vibe-coding-live.shakespeare.wtf. You go, and it's just a nice little helpful reminder that the jam session is coming up. And when is it? What time in the world will it be? It's just a clock. Now it does show notes from Derek, but it doesn't show notes from Soapbox, interestingly enough. I think that's because the Soapbox profile needs more relays. It needs some maintenance. Give me the NSEC. Okay. If there's not anything else, I think. Oh, I didn't share. I'm sorry, brother. Let me share. I guess I was not sharing. I mean, I was using it, but I wasn't sharing. Here, 1 second. Let me break that window out so other people can follow along. My bad. Host fail. There we go. All right, so we can see we are live now. You can click this button and it will join. It'll take you over to the Honey Hivetalk. But as I said, it shows you different times around the world when this is. And then it shows posts from yours truly and none from Soapbox because it needs more relays. It needs more relays. But yeah, it's a nice little, he's just playing around, making something cool and useful.
Very cool.
And yeah, built with Shakespeare. Current time. I like it. It's creative. Thank you for building, sir. Thank you for building. Now, what happens if I can't join? Does it like watch my feed? Is like Derek posted there will be none, and then does it update up here? Because that would be a cool feature. If Derek says no vibe coding jam session this evening, update the website to say there won't be one. You got some clipping you gotta fix here. That font clips down below this invisible grid box or div. Cool, man. Thank you for making it. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you for coming.
Good night, everybody.